Hi everyone. I hope you're all good. Today I want to share a life story about Bill Gates, the boy who rewired the world. The rain taps gently on the glass. In a quiet room, an old photo sits on a desk. A boy with big glasses staring into a computer screen like it holds the secrets of the universe. Before he became the world's richest man, before he changed how we live, work, and think, there was just a boy, not chasing fame, not chasing money, but chasing an idea. Born 1955 in Seattle, Washington, Bill Gates grew up in a home full of expectations. His father was a towering figure, literally and metaphorically, a respected lawyer. His mother, Mary, was a force of nature, strong, strategic, social. But Bill was different. He didn't like team sports. He didn't care much for social events. While other kids played outside, Bill sat for hours flipping through encyclopedias. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He simply had a mind that needed to understand everything. Narration. It wasn't rebellion. It was hunger for knowledge, for mastery, for something beyond the ordinary. Then at age 13, everything changed. His school, Lakeside, invested in a computer terminal, a rare thing at the time. Bill was mesmerized. No one knew then, but that glowing green screen had just awakened a new god of the digital age. Scene idea. Show a young Bill, trembling with excitement, typing hello into a terminal as the letters appear like magic. He and a senior named Paul Allen would spend all night learning to code. They got into trouble for hacking time-sharing systems. Not for stealing, but for exploring. While others were thinking about prom and college, Bill and Paul were building Trafodata, a startup that analyzed traffic patterns. It flopped, but Bill didn't care. He saw failure as data. Then came Harvard, the elite dream. But Bill was bored. His professors called him brilliant, but distracted. Too fast for the class. Scene idea. A professor calls on Bill. He gives a perfect answer without looking up, still buried in a coding book. Everyone stares. Then one day, Paul Allen runs into Bill's dorm room, waving a magazine, Popular Electronics. On the cover, a revolution. The Altair 8800. It wasn't just a machine. It was a glimpse into the future. Bill called the makers and claimed they had software ready. In reality, they had nothing. For 2 sleepless months, they built it from scratch. When it worked, the future of computing changed forever. Narration. Sometimes, fate doesn't wait for you to be ready. It calls, and you build your wings on the way down. Bill drops out of Harvard, not to run away, but to run toward something bigger than any classroom could offer. In a tiny room in Albuquerque, they form a company, Microsoft. Bill was relentless. He didn't want to just build software. He wanted to put a computer in every home, every desk, every life. Sleep was optional. Perfection wasn't. Scene idea. Show Bill sleeping under his desk, waking up, splashing water on his face, and jumping back into code. Then comes the deal of the century. IBM needs an operating system. Bill didn't have one, but he finds a small company with a system called QDOS. He buys it, repackages it, and sells it as MS-DOS. Here's the genius move. Instead of selling the software, Bill licenses it. Every IBM machine would need Microsoft, but Microsoft would still own the code. This turns Microsoft into a juggernaut. Bill Gates becomes a multimillionaire before 30, and a billionaire before 40. But with power came enemies. As Microsoft dominates, Apple accuses them of copying. Steve Jobs calls Bill a thief without taste. Scene idea. Steve and Bill sitting face to face. Steve, you stole from us. Bill, we both stole from Xerox. I just did it better. Then the U.S. government sues Microsoft for antitrust violations. Bill is portrayed as a cold monopolist, a robot in glasses, a tyrant in a sweater. The kid who just wanted to change the world now seems like the villain in it. Narration. He built a digital kingdom, and now everyone wanted to tear it down. Behind the scenes, Bill began to change. The stress, the pressure, it all got to him. He became more reflective. He started asking a new question. What's all this money for if it doesn't change lives? Bill slowly steps away from Microsoft. He hands over the reins and dives headfirst into philanthropy. Alongside his wife Melinda, he forms the Gates Foundation. From eradicating malaria to fighting polio, from education to clean water, Bill begins investing not in code, but in humanity. He donates tens of billions of dollars. He and Warren Buffett launch the Giving Pledge, asking billionaires to commit most of their wealth to charity. Narration: he once fought for market share. Now he fights for child survival rates. He used to build software. Now he builds hope. Even after his divorce in 2021, Bill remains focused. Alone again, but not lost. Still driven. Still building. Thank you so much all.